everyone. Today's video is on your Canvas trackers. You'll often hear us refer to either a Canvas tracker or the CT. CT just stands for Canvas Tracker, and it is what we use. It's on Google Drive. You'll see here it's on Google Drive, and it is what we use to track, just like it says, the canvas. The canvas here, what we refer to as a canvas, is the selling time from start to deadline for an issue. So, for example, right now we are working on the August canvas, say for Go Pages. So, as soon as the July issue is done and the deadline hits, the very next day, we start on the August issue. That means we start the August canvas, and the August canvas goes until the deadline for the August issue. So the Canvas tracker is just doing that. It's tracking what we are currently working on. Where Zoho tracks everything, the Canvas tracker is just tracking what we're doing for this current canvas, and that is what your quotas are based on. So like I said, it's in Google Drive. You will find that you just go to the inbox, so you'll see the MMG inbox. If you go to folder number 2, which is the sales rep folder, you will see folder number 1 is rep folders and Canvas trackers. If for whatever reason you come in here and that is not the first folder, it usually just means that this little button's been hit. This little arrow here, if you click on it, it's just going to put all the folders back in order again. So just a little hint there. So anyways, go into the first folder here. That's the rep folder and CTs. In this folder, each sales rep has their own folder in there, and within the folder is where Scott will put in your most up-to-date CTs. When I'm going to just click on this one here and give you an example. When you come into this folder, you will see the current Canvas tracker that's on here. And myself, I like to take the last Canvas tracker. So you'll see that the old Canvas tracker here for May, just so I'm only looking at what I currently need to be looking at. I like to just take this folder and drag it into the folder that says old CTs there. Anyways, I'm just a little bit anal like that. I always like to make sure that all my folders are nice and tidy. Anyways, when you see your Canvas tracker, you'll just click on there. I'm going to back out here for a second because I'm going to go back into the example one that I've created so you guys can take a look. So anyways, when you click on the Canvas tracker, you're going to open it up and it's going to look somewhat like this. This again is just a sample of it. So the very first thing you want to look at in your Canvas tracker is this box right here. So I'm going to change the color of it just so you know which one we're working on right now. So right now we're working on this box, and it's the accounts to renew. So it is just what it says. It means that these customers here are up for renewal. It means that the issue that is on the street is their last issue, and we need to get a contract on them in order for them to be in the upcoming issue that we're currently working on. When you first come in here, you're going to see the name of the customers. You'll see over here customer name. It's going to list them out. It's going to tell you what their revenue dollar was for the issue. So for example, if this is ABC Pizza and they were running basically $481.50 per issue. So that's the amount that's up for renewal that we need to get back in, or obviously we'd like to increase them. The next one here is going to tell you the zone. So based on this, it's going to tell me that ABC Pizza here is up for renewal, and they're up for renewal in Flower Mound Go Pages because that's the zone code that we use. Now, when you start out and your Canvas tracker is new, all of these amounts here are going to be 0 because right now they haven't been renewed. So right now we don't know what the status is going to be. As you talk to the clients and you get them renewed, this is the section here. This is the only section on the accounts renewed that we as sales reps will touch. So as I go out and say I talked to ABC Pizza and he's going to do a straight renewal, he's back in for Flower Mound, I can leave that here. All I do is go in here and type in the amount that I got him renewed for. So if he's a straight Sally or same as last issue, contract is staying the exact same, I'm just simply going to go in here and I'm going to type $481.50 because that's the amount that was up for renewal. and you will see here that it's going to track it. Now what you'll notice down here is this section here is total renewal dollars out, meaning if you added all of these dollars that are out for renewal, it equals this. Now based on the amount that's up for renewal, Scott then gives you a target, knowing that not 100% of all the renewals will come back each time, so we give you a target based on that. It's a smaller amount. And what you'll see here is as you get these renewed, it's going to drop that amount, or it's going to add these up into this section, and it's going to tell you, okay, based on this is the amount I need to get renewed, this is my quota, and so far I have $481.50 sold towards this quota, so I'm shy $730.55. So the next one, say I go over here and Tom's Pool Service also renews, but instead of $375, I was able to increase him, and he's now going to be $500 an issue. I'm going to go in here and type $500. You'll see it's going to add these two up. It's going to tell me now I have $981.50 towards my quota, or my goal of $1205, and I'm short still $230.55. At the end of the canvas, say for example I'm talking to Joe's Plumbing and Joe decides he's not going to renew this issue, I will simply leave this blank. When we get to the deadline, the office is always looking at the canvas trackers. First of all, when they see that you've entered a renewal amount, it triggers us here at the office to know to go look for that contract to make sure that you've turned it in. If at the end of the canvas we're at deadline and we see these two are still at zeros, we're going to assume that they have not been renewed, and we're going to look at the office to see if you've turned in the non-renewal form, because we always have to make sure anyone that is not renewing that we've turned in the non-renewal form. So at the very bottom here, it's still going to show me that, I'm short $230 on this quota. So what can I do? There's a couple things. One, I could try to go back to these guys and increase them a little bit to make up for that deficit, or I can simply just take my new dollars needed. This is going to show you the quota, my new business quota, and I usually just like to add that $230.55 onto this one here. So ultimately my whole quota is met. The next section I want to show you is over here. We're going to go into the sales targets. I'm going to take this and change that because now we're working on the sales targets. This section here is where you're going to track the sales that you do for this canvas. So for example, if I'm working on the August canvas right now and I sell a contract today, let's say for example I am the rep for Denton Go Pages. So my primary book, or my home book, you'll see here, is Denton Go Pages. So any customers or any businesses that I sell that are towards the Denton Go pages, I'm going to track here, because as the sales rep for my territory, I am ultimately responsible first to make sure that my home book is the magazine that's most productive. But we also know that, of course, as I'm talking to clients for my home book, I'm also going to be talking to them about getting into other areas as well. So below this is where you're going to track any multi-book sales. So like I said, when you first start out the canvas, this is going to have nothing in here because I haven't sold anything for this issue. So when I get my first contract, say my first contract, I sell to Kelly's Cupcakes. I'm going to put in Kelly's, help if I could spell, Cupcakes here. And if Kelly decided to do a half page for this issue, so say I sell Kelly for a full year and she does, some months she's half page and a couple of months she's a full page. The only thing I'm going to put here is whatever the size is for the current issue we're working on. So if we're working on the August issue and Kelly's Cupcakes is starting out this issue with a half page, I'm going to record it right here as a half page. Then again, I'm also going to say the dollar amount sold for this issue. So if I have a contract value, total contract value for the year of $6,000, I could then take that $6,000, I'm using round numbers here, and because in, say, Go Pages, we have 9 issues, I'm going to take that contract value and divide it into 9 issues, which would make it $667. Ooh, look at that. I can't do my math here. So $667, because that's the amount that is tracked towards this canvas here. So you'll see, as soon as I put the dollars sold for this issue in here, it's going to track it here. It's going to show me, you know, as I add more contracts for this issue, it's going to add it up here. And right now it's going to tell me on my new business target for the canvas or for the month that right now, based on my one sale, I'm 12% to my goal. Now, if Kelly's Cupcakes also bought into Flower Mound, say the Flower Mound Go Pages, that's where I would track it down here. So I would simply go up here, down here, and I would add Kelly's Cupcakes here. If she did say she only did a quarter page here in Flower Mound, I would put quarter page and say the issue was $2.99 for this coming issue here. You'll see it's going to track now my multi-book sales. Over here, my ultimate, so my total, sorry about that, had to cough. So you'll see here that my total business or new business target for the canvas is $5,200.50. And right now, my new business is here, my multi-business is here, my renewals are here. So overall, it's going to tell me that I am at 60% of my new business target, 12% of my, that 60% of my multi-book, 12% of my new business target. And I'm always going to be over here, basically. This is where you're going to track everything because it's going to tell me all of my percentages. So the main thing you're always going to be looking at here is this is your total target here because it's your renewal target and it's your new business target. And then what I've sold towards it right now. So if I add up these, you know, these two amounts here, so this one, and this one, it's going to equal over here. It's going to tell me what I've actually sold towards this target. And then it's going to tell me my dollars needed here. And then over here, it's going to tell me exactly where I am overall. So I'm at 28% to my goal for everything. So what I like about the Canvas tracker is I also, for myself, like to put some numbers in here. Say Kelly's Cupcakes was going between, half page and a full page, and this $667 could have been $1,000. Well, I can put it in here just so I can say, oh, wow, if I get them to the 1,000, look at it's put my goal over here. I'm actually now up to 32%. Now, ultimately, the only thing I keep in my Canvas tracker is what the amount is that I actually sold them, because that's going to be, really the main thing in here. So, if you have any questions on this part here, just let me know. But again, the main thing you're going to want to look at, and just every day, I mean, as a salesperson, you should be all over this, making sure that you know exactly what your renewal target is, what you've sold towards your renewal target, how many dollars you need here, what your new business target is, what you've actually sold towards that, how many dollars are needed. And then obviously this one here is just the summary. So this is the main thing you're going to be paying attention to. If your quota is $6,962.05 and you've sold $1,947.50, it's obviously going to show you need $5,014.55 and you're only 28% to goal. This is obviously important because when I'm looking at this and I know that this is kind of where I'm at right now, but I still have a few weeks left in my Canvas, I can then go into my sales funnel and say, okay, well, based on what I think is going to close in here, if I end up closing it, what would that put me to goal? So if my sales funnel will not help me reach this target, then I know I need to get more in my sales funnel because I have no chance of making goal. So that means I just need to prospect more. The last section I want to show you over here is your carryover revenue. So when you sell a customer, they're usually on multiple issues in here. So their contract, might be for 9 issues, 12 issues, depending on if you're selling living, it might be 3 issues. So when I start my canvas, these ones here, these would be all different customer names. It's going to tell me these are the customers that I already have contracted for this issue. So the only thing I need to do is contact each one of these and make sure I get their changes in by the deadline. It's also going to summarize what I have basically in this canvas, what my total dollar amount is, and this is what I can always base my commission off of, so I know exactly what I'm expecting on my paycheck that coming canvas as well. So again, this section, these are all your current clients. It's going to tell you the amount that's carrying over for the issue. It's going to tell you the zone that they're in, and then this section here is rep notes. I like to use it so as I've contacted my clients, for their ad changes, I'll put the date that I contacted them. I just make notes in here. So this is something that some reps use. It doesn't matter if you choose not to use it, if you've got your own system. Of course, now with Zoho, we use Zoho more for that kind of information here. So my last summary, just to go over one final thing, the only thing in your Canvas tracker that you are touching or that you're adding is this amount here for your existing clients. As you're selling them, you're putting in what you sold them for, these are your renewal clients. If you at deadline have any zeros, then you're expected to put in a non-renewal form in for these clients showing that they are not renewing, but you have contacted them. This section over here is as you're selling new contracts, you're going to keep all the information updated here. It's going to let the office know, hey, Kelly sold a contract today, and they'll expect, a copy of that to be in the office within a few days of that. It's great because as I'm in the field, I can kind of keep track of that. And if the office sees something in here, but I've forgotten to turn it in, then it gives me a heads up that I still need to turn it in, or they'll call me and ask me where it is because I put it in my Canvas tracker. But again, the very best thing about the Canvas tracker is this section down here, because if you need to know where you are towards your goal, then this is the section here that you're going to want to pay attention to. You should every day know exactly how many more dollars you need sold. You need to then check that towards your sales funnel and see if you have enough dollars coming in or that you expect to close for the canvas that you will make your goal here. Very important. Again, if you guys have any questions on this Canvas tracker, please let myself know or give Jana a call or anyone in the office. We can help you out with that. But again, it's very, very important that you guys just stay on top of your Canvas trackers and use them to just keep on top of your goals. So hope that helps. Have a great afternoon.